What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Dirty Dersch Fishing. And today I'm going to be fishing my favorite pond of all time for some largemouth bass. Now it is already November, so the bite's going to be pretty tough. Water temps are already mid-40s. Now it's a little bit windy out today, so I didn't really want to bring out my kayak in the wind. So today I'm going to be fishing just straight from the bank today, and I brought 2 rods with me. And the 2 rods I have tied on today is the spinnerbait from War Eagle, and then I also have this finesse BPS jig. I'm glad I brought my waders today. This pond, even though it's still really clear, is up about 2 feet. And if I didn't have my waders on, there's no way I could fish where I'm at right now. Something nice. Oh man, this bass is cold, but I hope you guys saw that. That is a nice chunky bass feeding up for the winter time right here. But I hope you guys saw that I did a little flip cast right underneath this log in front of me, because I saw that it dropped off about 1.5 feet maybe. But when you're fishing from the bank, you don't always need to cast out as far as you can. A lot of the times that I found, the fish are right at your feet on the bank. See if I can walk down here without slipping off. Now where I'm fishing on this part of the pond is super shallow, so what I'm doing to keep my spinnerbait up and out of the weeds is I just keep my rod tip straight up into the air. That way too I can reel it a lot slower. If I had my rod tip down, my spinnerbait would sink in the water column, and then I'd have to reel a lot faster. But I want to slow roll the spinnerbait as slowly as I can. I've had great success on the spinnerbait in the fall time, just slow rolling it. I know a lot of people like to go with the lipless crankbait, but I don't know, I haven't really caught that many fish on the lipless. So I'm just going to stick with baits I usually catch my fish with. Well, that's unfortunate. Just snapped off my only spinnerbait. Alright, so no luck today at my favorite pond. I think what I'm going to do is jump ponds and go to a different one. This one was just a little bit too high and not a lot of shore access. So it has been 24 hours since the last clip you saw, and as I said, I made it to the new pond. I just wasn't feeling the other pond I went to yesterday. The water was up really high, so I had really bad shoreline access. But today I'm out on my boat. Hopefully I can hook into a few fish. And as you guys can probably hear, the wind is pretty bad today. Hopefully it lays down just a little bit. And I think honestly I'm going to start off with this jerkbait here. I really wanted to use a spinnerbait, but if you guys remember, I snapped off. It is so windy out, I can't be out on the pond right now. I have to kind of like beach myself on this floating island just so I can stay in one place, and then I'm gonna just fish around here for a little bit, then beach myself on the island again, fish a little bit more. Man, today's gonna be a struggle if this wind doesn't die down. Oh yeah, good bass on the swim bait, or I should say on the BPS finesse jig. Get up here. Yes, finally. Man, it has been a grind out today. Wow, it feels good to catch a bass. Finally, it's only about 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds, but man, does it feel good. It was windy out, the wind's blowing me everywhere, but hey, that's awesome. First bass today at this pond, or lake I should say. Oh man, that's so sweet. And that water is icy cold. Alright, first bass of the day came on this little finesse jig. I don't know if you guys noticed too, but I dipped the tail in some chartreuse. Now I don't know if that helped or not, but ooh, caught another fish on the jig. This time it's just a decent sized pickerel. But man, he put up a heck of a Alright, so my GoPro died, and while my GoPro died, I ran up to my truck up there and I picked up this big swim bait. Now this is my last ditch effort to catch a few fish. I don't know why I'm upgrading to this from this. This is bigger, and I really can't go that slow today because it's kind of windy. Fish on the swim bait. It's a nice one. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. Oh yeah, I knew the swim bait was a good call. Man, one treble hook in the roof of the mouth. All right, there is a decent bass right here. This one is probably 1.5 pounds, and man, he hammered that swim bait. Thought I was snagged up for a second. Just another look at the bass real quick. Not big, but man, this guy is healthy. Yeah, you're free to go. Alright, so that didn't take long at all, actually. It took probably about 5 minutes to catch that fish on this bait. Got one. Ooh, this is another nice bass. I mean, it's not giant or anything. Yeah, look at this. Another solid bass here. Probably about 1.5 pounds, maybe 1.75 pounds, but man, that was awesome. I think he swung and missed it once in the lily pads, and he came back and hit it again. Man, what a nice looking bass too. Had a lot of gold on him. Honestly, I was gonna go to my truck and go home just because it was so windy out today, but I was like, nah, let me just tie on this bait, throw it around for a little bit, and I'm so glad I did, because I've only been throwing it now for about 20 minutes, and I've already caught in 2 nice largemouth bass. Alright guys, that is it for today. I did end up catching quite a few bass today. For early November, the water temps here are mid 40s. It is really cold, and I had almost given up today, but I went back to my truck and I got that swim bait, and it actually turned out to be pretty successful for me today. But that is all for this cold, windy November evening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace.